Today we are going to tie a velvet ant variant of the headstand, and we're going to start with fluorescent orange thread around the curve of the hook. Now when I used this thread, it did have a tendency to break because I don't think I was using it correctly. So always be mindful of the amount of pressure you're putting on this thread. Work your way towards the eye of the hook, making your wraps as consistent as possible, and when you reach the eye of the hook, reverse and make your way back towards the curve of the hook. You want to make sure it is as covered as possible. And once you've reached the end, cut the tag off. Apply Crawdad red rabbit fur and tie it as neatly as you can. As you can see, it is not my strongest suit. Cut off the excess rabbit fur, and then be sure to, as carefully as possible, wrap it in the thread. Next, we're going to apply elk hair to the tail to give it a more carpy, buggy look and to provide buoyancy and play on the water. It also helps if you do not have epoxy on your fingers from an earlier incident with a long-haired cat. You're going to want to cut. You're going to want to cut carefully. I said carefully. There, you're going to want to cut the excess elk hair off and wrap it again carefully in the thread. Now we're going to attach a feather. This is going to be used to wrap around the body of the fly to give it a buggy, carpy appearance. Now we're applying our dubbing. We're using Loon low-tack wax to apply fluorescent orange synthetic dubbing to the body of the fly. Carefully wrap it around, making sure that the dubbing stays on the thread. Run the dubbing over most of the body, again making sure that it stays firmly on the thread. Make sure it is secure. Now we're going to attach fluorescent orange chain weights, making diagonal crosses, and then we are going to apply the feather by wrapping it around the body of the fly. This is a different fly. Make sure we're going to attach now the fake legs. These are pumpkin colored legs. You want to make sure you pull back as you tie them on. Now we're going to apply to the top of the hook some peacock feathers, some spear tips. Make sure you carefully and gingerly wrap them in the fluorescent orange thread. We're going to use our whip finishing tool to give it a whip finish and to tie it tight. Carefully cut the thread. Now we're going to apply hardest Hall cement to ensure that the knot stays good. That is how you tie a velvet ant variant of the headstand.